It doesn't have to be like this, though. There is a better way. By the way, if you're wondering what's up with all the chocolate is my love language. So I'm a dark chocolate person. So instead of showing you random images of desks with laptops and pens or whatever, you'll see some chocolate on occasion, okay? A little side note here, this is called a brand trigger. So brand triggers are things that are so closely tied to your brand that they will remind people of your brand when they see it. Okay? So whenever you see some fancy dark chocolate from now on, you will think of Pacha, the chocolate fanatic, who works with people who give a shit on their communications. All right? This is my brand trigger. So I just like it. It looks nice. It looks appetizing. And it's just for decoration. So what I want to do now is I want to walk you through those 4 brand languages, if you will. And I'm going to describe them to you, and I want you to pay close attention and think about your ideal clients. So first of all, in your mind, pick 1 or 2 people that you see regularly where you're like, those are the ones. I want more of those. If you can't think of anybody right now, you can just think about yourself and see if any of those things apply to yourself. You told me what your value sets are, right? So you can see if the descriptions work, if they make sense about you. But ideally, you want to think about your ideal clients because those are the people we want to attract, right? So the patients you want more of, the ones that you see your best results with, see if you could figure out their language or their superpowers, I call them. The superpowers are initiating action, providing structure, making connections, and inspiring greatness. Those are the 4 superpowers. Now, I'm curious. I know some of you have taken my brand superpower quiz before. Hold on. I'm going to put this in the chat. You don't have to take it right now. You can save the link for later or whatever if you haven't taken it, if you're curious. So this quiz is about your brand. So it's supposed to help you figure out your brand's superpower. But I'm wondering, for those of you that have taken it already, if what you got as a result for your brand superpower matches what you chose as your brand language in the beginning. So if you have done both, would you put that in chat for me or unmute yourself? You can tell me. I'm curious. It doesn't have to match, by the way. It's not like you did something wrong if it doesn't match, but I'm curious if they match. Because what I ask you in the beginning is about you as a person. I ask you about you and your personal values. The brand superpower quiz is about your brand and what your brand superpower might be and how your audience wants you to show up. They might be different, okay? It's nothing wrong with that. Our superpowers somewhat define how we communicate and how we show up in the world, how we behave. It's our default. We narrow them down into action people, systems people, connection people, and inspiration people, right? It's the shortened superpowers, the brand languages. When it comes to your audience, you have to keep in mind, first of all, what their personality is. That's what we're going to talk about right now. That's one way to connect with them. But you also have to think about what they need from you in the context of the problem they're having, because that changes their behavior sometimes. As a creative person myself, for example, I am inspired by other creative brands because they inspire me. I love Lego and I love Apple because they inspire my creativity, right? But I know that when it comes to business, for example, I don't need more inspiration. I don't need more ideas because I already have too many ideas and I get pulled in all the directions. I need somebody who brings me down to earth and says, hold on, let's see, step-by-step plan. Here's a system. Let's work through this. You can't do everything at once. Let's do one thing at a time. So I'm inspired and attracted to the inspirational brands, but I need a systems brand when it comes to my business that brings me back down to earth and says, this is what you need to do. So in the context of my business problem, in this example, I need a different kind of brand. And that brand can connect with me and engage with me through those 2 ways. One is the systems that they're offering me, and one is through the inspiration and the creativity.